excited. Today we have a special guest that is backstage, just getting ready to come to the front stage. And we're just excited to have her. Thank you guys for tuning in to Empower You Crown Up, where we know that this is where we empower lives and just help others to just know that they can do it. And right now it is a very hard time for a lot of people. They're dealing with so much, whether it's grief, anxiety, depression, just so much is going on. And so when we think about what is going on in our lives, we just have to think about, okay, what is it that we can do? What is it that we can do to push ourselves and propel ourselves into the real world and just take on life? Because the reality of it is life be lifing. And so this is your time to say, you know what? Let me get it together, refocus, listening to this podcast. What do I need to do to be better? So if you are not following Empower You Crown Up, what are you waiting for? Go to any social media platform and follow me at Empower the letter U_Crown Up, where we are empowering people to be better day in and day out. So let me go ahead and bring our special guest to the stage. Today we have Miss Lena joining us. Hi, Lena. We're so excited to have
How are you? I am well.
Yes,
Thank you
doing good.
so
I'm
much
just so
for
excited
having
to
me.
have you as a guest. Yes. So, Lena, tell us about yourself. We know that you are, the CEO of Blue Impressions, and you are the founder, and you do all kind of stuff. We have LitCon, just so much going on. Tell us about you.
Yes. So my name is Lena Payton-Webb. I am the founder or the CEO of Blue Impressions Publishing and Publishings LLC, and as well as the director of LitCon. So LitCon itself is a nonprofit, right? And so what we do is we aim to inspire aspiring authors as well as already published authors to help them try and get their works out there in a different way, right? And then with Blue Impressions, we help authors, coaches, and consultants create additional streams of income using custom coloring books, workbooks, self-help books, and journals. So yeah, so we do a little things a little different, you know, just a little different.
Okay, a little different. So, when you're doing things differently, what makes you stand out from like other organizations when you think about Blue Impressions? Matter of fact, I love that name. Is that why you have on all that blue today?
Yes, it is. It is. It is. It is. So what kind of makes us stand out is that when we work with our clients is we get to know the client, right? So we don't just say, well, what's your book about? Let's, just put the words on the paper. We try and find out what it is that they want to do with their words, right? Is it something that's supposed to inspire somebody? Is it supposed to make them laugh? Is it supposed to make them feel happy? Is it supposed to make them learn something, right? Is it supposed to be something that is more of a self-help type deal? So we try and find out what it is they're trying to do with the book, right? Or is it just something that's supposed to be a teaching tool? So we go a little bit in depth with what they want to do with their book versus just publishing and sending them on their way. So then once they publish it, we want to make sure that they have a way to get
Oh,
it to
I
different
love that.
audiences. And hence that comes LitCon. So whenever we have a LitCon, they just pull up, they get to speak about their book, and then they get to sell their book to the public. So we want to make sure they're successful because, as we know, most authors only
Oh,
sell 250 copies of their book in a lifetime, right? So we want to make sure you could do that, in a year, at least that, right, and not just in a lifetime. Yeah.
I love that. And that is so true because people now they want audio. People are on go, and they just want that audio. They're like, book? I don't have time to read a book. Like, somebody that was like, hey, reading a book? I ain't read a book in years. I'm like, what? But we're authors, so it makes sense to
Right.
us. But for people who are not authors, it's a little different. So
It is. It is. It
I
is.
love that. So tell us, what is your favorite quote or scripture, or you can tell us both. What is it that inspires you, whether it's a favorite quote or favorite scripture, to keep going in the midst of just so much going on in this world?
Yes. So my favorite quote is, not only through art and words, not only do we find ourselves, but we heal ourselves. So for me, that's kind of relevant because
Mm.
words touch us, right? But art is a whole nother thing. So you could just look at art and art does a certain thing for you. But putting the two together is very impactful. And so that's what we do strive to do with our clients as well. Make sure they use some creativity in their books, to give it a different flair.
So you mean to tell me that art can heal me?
Yes, it can, it can, it can help, especially emotionally, right? It does something for us emotionally, spiritually, for those of us that believe in that. So yes, it can. It's a healing tool.
Yeah. You know what? You're so right about that because as a mental health therapist, I talk to so many different clients. And it's important to know like art, that is another form of therapy. And just knowing that you can embrace like the different types to help you. And I think it's important to know like, okay, what works for you might not work for someone else, but what works for someone else might actually work for them. So there's art, there's sound healing, there's chakra healing, Reiki. There's just so many different forms, and there's no reason for us not to get the help because it's out here. We just need to go get it. And
Right.
so people can come to you for art and actually heal themselves. Now, do you have a personal journey or what led you to get into this field of healing people through art?
Oh man. So yes, I do. So for me, um, I'm a I'm a certified graphic designer by trade, right, for over 30 years. But I went through a period when I had a challenging health condition, right, with cancer, and the chemo treatment took my eyesight. So I used coloring books to try
Mm.
to train my eyes over a course. It took me about 5 years after the treatment. So they told me I was going to be blind, legally blind for the rest of my life. But I used those coloring books every day as a tool to
Mhm.
retrain my eyes. But beyond that, I use journaling to help me recover mentally from the stress and the trauma that I had just from the diagnosis itself, but then from losing my eyesight, just dealing with that and living through that for those years. Journaling helped me recover mentally from that ordeal. So the combination of the two, after I had kind of healed up some, um, led me on a journey to be able to help other people, because the coloring books I was using didn't look like the ones I create. So I was using Big Bird and Barney. So once I got better, I was like, if I'm in a space where I'm looking for coloring books that look like me, right, and represented me, then now I can help somebody else to do that. So me being able to work with mental health specialists and spiritual leaders, or anyone in the wellness space, to help them to help their clients, is inspiring to me, and I consider it a blessing, and almost like a ministry in itself, to be able to help those who help other people. So yeah, so that's what led me to where I am now.
Oh, I love your story. So you're not just doing this, like you have actually lived this journey, just done these things to help
Mhm.
inspire others. I love
Yeah.
it. It's amazing. So when you think about your life's journey and how it was for you growing up in your childhood, do you feel that you dreamed of being the person you are today? Or can you tell us a little bit about that? Like, was your childhood, was it good? Was it bad? And did that inspire you, or did you always dream of being the woman you are today?
I think my childhood, I think the way it played out, I figured I would always help people in some capacity. I didn't think it would be like this. Um, and um, it was, when you're going through it, you don't realize that it was bad or it was challenging, because that's all you know. So you just figure that's normal, right? Um, but I think it has a lot of impact on what I do now, for sure. Both my parents are ministers, so I think that in itself is a challenge, especially as what they said, PK kids, you kind of looked upon a little different. so I think that their ministry was theirs and mine's look a little different. So although that's not my realm, but I still get to do it in a different way, in my own personal way. So I think yeah, it has prepared me greatly. Mhm.
I love that because first off, to be a pastor, Boy, yeah, that's a great calling, right? It's not something you just say you're gonna play and do it for play. Because if you're gonna
Right.
do it
And
right, you gotta do it right.
yeah.
And so the same thing with your ministry. Like you are doing it, but you're doing it the right way. It's helping
Hmm.
people and just really being able to just change the world.
Right.
Like who knows how many people would get a coloring book and be different or be new today.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I love that. Okay, so that brings us to your next part of your life journey and just thinking about what you do. Like, how do you help people now? Like, when people come to you, do they already know that they want to have a coloring book or a book or a workbook or something to go along with them with what they're already doing? Or what does that look like for clients that come to you?
Yeah, sometimes they do know, they have an idea, um, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just know they want something different that can help them, right? Or can help them maybe reach their clients in a different way. So the clients, maybe the clients have a struggle communicating or expressing the challenges that they face. So sometimes they know, sometimes they don't. Sometimes we just brainstorm to figure out what's the best tool for them to reach their clients in a unique way. um so it just depends. It depends on the client. So like somebody in the faith-based community, they may say, well, I don't want a workbook, but I may want a devotional coloring book. So that's something different, right? So we've done that. Someone in the mental health space may want some of them are just strictly, no, I just want a prompted workbook, something that's and then some people be like, no, let's do something fun. So it really just depends on that consultant. So they may be like, oh, they may be not want to go outside of the box completely, but they want to dabble a little bit in creativity. So it just depends on the person and how far we can get them to stretch using creativity. And then some people are like, yes, I know the power of coloring. I know it's therapeutic. Bring it all. Whatever you got, bring it to me. So wherever they are in
Yeah.
their lane, we try and just accompany them with them to add a little extra value to them. And then of course, with all of that, it gives them additional ways to
What
create
they're
additional
already
income.
doing.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's right. I love that. I love that. And so when you think about that and what you're doing and just really being inspirational and giving back to the community and worldwide, this is like worldwide. So what would you say is just a way to keep people uplifted? Like what words of encouragement would you give to people to say, hey, I know it might look like it's hard right now, but I promise you that things have to get better on the other side if you keep pushing through.
Yeah. So I would say just keep going, and there is a purpose for whatever you're going through. It may not look like it now, right? So if you just keep pushing past that, your purpose will come out of it. Your purpose will come out of your pain, out of your passion. I think just keep pushing. Just keep pushing.
I love it. So, Lena, how can people connect with you? Somebody might be listening and say, "Hey, I want to do a workbook, or I want to do a coloring book." Like, or they might say, I'm loving the blue. I just want to be next to her, or whatever."
So you can find me on all social
How
media.
can they connect
Yeah,
with you, and what can they
yes.
get free from you, or whatever that is? What can they do?
So yes, if you connect with me on all social media platforms, Blue Impressions Designs, and it's blue without the E. And then if you go to Your Artistic Expressions, there is a free ebook there on 5 reasons authors, coaches, and consultants should create additional streams of income using custom coloring books, workbooks, and self-help books. So they can get that free there. And then yeah, connect with me on any social media platform, Blue Impressions Designs.
I love it. Well, Lena, we're so happy to have you as our guest today. We're just excited for people to be able to connect with you and realize that they don't have to do something different. It's additional to what they're already doing. And you can change lives. Like,
Yes.
who doesn't want to empower and change lives? So,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, You're all about inspiring a positive mindset. And one more time, can you tell everyone where they can go so they can stay connected with you?
Yes, Blue and Precious Designs on all social media outlets, or Your Artistic Expressions for the free ebook on 5 reasons authors, coaches, and consultants should create additional streams of income using custom coloring books, workbooks, and self-help books.
Oh, yes. All right. Well, thank you, Lena, for being our
Thank
special guest
you.
today. Guys, make sure you go and connect with Lena.